Rising tide lifts all boats.
Now let's circle back to their expansion into battery materials.
Okay.
We talked about their plans for a massive manufacturing setup,
Right.
but I'd love to get some more specifics about this project. Can you tell us more?
Of course. Their subsidiary Neogen is setting up a large-scale manufacturing facility in Pokajan,
Okay.
Dahej PCPIR, Gujarat.
All right.
They've acquired a 65-acre plot specifically for this project.
That's a significant land acquisition.
It is.
It really underscores their commitment to this venture. What specific products will they be manufacturing at this facility?
Their primary focus at this facility will be lithium electrolyte salts and additives,
Okay.
essential components for lithium-ion batteries,
Mm.
which are the heart of electric vehicles.
So they're aiming to be a key supplier to the booming EV industry in India and potentially beyond.
Yes,
That's an ambitious goal.
it is. They're betting on the exponential growth of the EV market,
Mm.
and they're positioning themselves to capitalize on this global shift towards electric mobility.
But let's be realistic. The battery materials market is already a crowded space,
It is.
with some very large and established players.
Right.
How do they plan to carve out a niche for themselves and compete with these giants?
They're leveraging their 3 decades of expertise in lithium chemistry,
Okay.
which gives them a significant edge in this domain.
Mm-hmm.
They've also partnered with leading technology providers like MUIS's Japan
Okay.
to ensure they have access to the latest and greatest technologies and processes.
So they're combining in-house expertise with strategic partnerships. Exactly.
That's a smart approach.
They're not just relying on technology, though.
Right.
They're also laser-focused on building strong relationships with potential customers.
Okay.
As I mentioned earlier, they've already had several domestic and international battery manufacturers visit and approve their facilities.
That's a huge vote of confidence.
It is.
It suggests they're building trust and credibility in the market.
They are. And they're actively pursuing long-term contracts with these manufacturers, aiming to secure their position as a reliable and trusted supplier.
It's about building a sustainable business model, not just chasing quick wins.
You got it.
Yeah.
They're playing the long game, aiming to become a dominant force in the battery materials market.
Okay, so they have a clear vision and a well-defined strategy. But every venture comes with its own set of hurdles.
Right.
Are there any specific challenges or roadblocks they're facing with this battery materials project?
One of the biggest challenges they need to overcome is scaling up production quickly enough
Okay.
to meet the anticipated surge in demand.
The EV market is projected to grow exponentially, and their production capacity needs to keep pace with this rapid expansion.
That's a valid concern.
It is.
Scaling up production quickly while maintaining quality and efficiency can be a tricky balancing act.
It is. And another challenge is securing a stable and cost-effective supply of raw materials, especially lithium.
Okay.
Lithium is the heart of these batteries, and its price and availability can be quite volatile.
So they need to navigate the lithium market strategically and mitigate the risks associated with price fluctuations and supply chain disruptions.
Exactly. They're exploring a variety of options,
Okay.
including diversifying their sourcing strategies, locking in long-term contracts with suppliers, and even considering vertical integration in the future,
Okay.
which would give them more control over their supply chain.
So they're thinking ahead, anticipating potential roadblocks, and planning accordingly. That's reassuring.
They understand that a resilient and agile supply chain is critical for their success in this venture.
Now I want to shift gears a bit and talk about their commitment to corporate social responsibility.
Okay.
We touched on it briefly earlier, but I'd love to delve deeper into their CSR approach and the specific areas they're focusing on.
Their CSR philosophy is deeply rooted in the belief that a company thrives when the community around it thrives.
Mm-hmm.
They see it as an integral part of their existence, not just a separate initiative or a box to tick.
It's about genuine commitment and aligning their actions with their values.
Precisely. And they're focusing on several key areas.
Okay, let's start with environmental sustainability.
Right.
What specific initiatives are they undertaking in this area?
They've implemented several initiatives aimed at reducing their environmental footprint, including water conservation, waste management, and reducing their carbon footprint.
Okay, let's break those down one by one. We've already touched on water conservation, so let's move on to waste management.
Right.
The chemical industry often generates hazardous waste.
Right.
How are they handling this aspect responsibly?
They have a comprehensive waste management system in place that prioritizes responsible handling and disposal.
Can you give us some specific examples of their waste management initiatives?
They're focused on minimizing waste generation at the source through process optimization and recycling.
Okay.
They also have a dedicated hazardous waste treatment facility
Hmm.
where they treat and dispose of waste in an environmentally safe manner.
So they're taking a multifaceted approach to waste management, addressing it at every stage from prevention to disposal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They understand the importance of minimizing their environmental impact and ensuring the safety of the communities around their facilities.
Now let's talk about their efforts to reduce their carbon footprint.
Okay.
Climate change is a global concern, and companies are increasingly being held accountable for their greenhouse gas emissions.
Right.
How is Neogen addressing this issue?
They're implementing a variety of measures to reduce their carbon footprint.
Okay.
They've invested in renewable energy sources such as solar power to reduce their reliance on fossil fuels. They're also improving energy efficiency in their operations by upgrading equipment and optimizing processes.
So they're taking a proactive approach to reducing their emissions and transitioning towards a more sustainable energy mix. That's commendable.
They also participate in carbon offsetting programs, which allow them to compensate for unavoidable emissions
Okay.
by investing in projects that reduce greenhouse gases elsewhere.
It's like they're saying we're not just reducing our own impact, we're contributing to global efforts to combat climate change.
Exactly.
Okay, so they're taking their environmental responsibilities seriously.
They are?
But what about their social initiatives? You mentioned programs focused on community development and education.
Yes.
Can you provide some specific examples of their efforts in these areas?
They're actively involved in supporting local communities through various initiatives, including providing access to clean drinking water,
Okay.
supporting education and healthcare facilities,
Mm-hmm.
and empowering women and youth through skill development programs.
That's a diverse set of initiatives addressing various community needs.
It is. They also prioritize employee well-being
Okay.
and provide opportunities for skill development and career advancement.
So it's about investing in both the community and their workforce.
Exactly.
Uh,
They recognize that a company's success is intertwined with the well-being of its stakeholders.
Now, you've mentioned employee well-being a couple of times.
Yeah.
Why is this such an important area for them?
They genuinely believe that their employees are their most valuable asset.
Okay.
They foster a positive and supportive work environment, offer competitive compensation and benefits, and prioritize employee health and safety.
Okay.
They also provide ample opportunities for professional development and encourage their employees to grow their skills and advance their careers.
It's about empowering their employees and recognizing their contributions to the company's success.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about their environmental and social initiatives.
A
But
lot.
what about governance? Good governance is crucial for any company.
It is.
But it's especially important in a highly regulated industry like chemicals.
Absolutely.
How is Neogen ensuring transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct?
They have a very robust corporate governance framework in place, which includes a strong and independent board of directors, clear policies and procedures for ethical conduct, conflict of interest management and whistleblowing, and regular audits and reviews to ensure compliance with all applicable laws and regulations.
Let's unpack those one by one.
Okay.
Let's start with their board of directors.
Right.
What role do they play in ensuring good governance?
Their board comprises experienced professionals with diverse backgrounds who provide strategic guidance, oversight, and accountability to the management team.
So it's a balanced and independent board
It is.
that can provide objective perspectives and ensure that the company is operating ethically and responsibly.
Exactly. And they have very clear policies and procedures in place for ethical conduct, conflict of interest management, and whistleblowing. They also conduct regular audits and reviews to ensure compliance with all applicable laws and regulations.
So they're not just talking the talk when it comes to governance. They're walking the walk.
They are.
They have systems and processes in place to ensure ethical and responsible conduct throughout the organization.
You got it. They understand that good governance is not just a matter of compliance.
Right.
It's about building trust with their stakeholders and ensuring the long-term sustainability of their business.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
We've explored their financials, their growth strategy, their manufacturing capabilities, their supply chain, their R&D efforts, their commitment to CSR, their leadership team, their organizational culture, and their approach to governance.
It's been a thorough deep dive.
But what I'm really curious about is their recent financial performance.
Okay.
Their results for Q3 and the 9 months of FY25 have been impressive,
They have.
with significant growth in revenue and profitability.
Yes.
Can you break down these numbers for us and highlight the key takeaways?
Absolutely. Let's start with their revenue.
All right.
Their consolidated revenue for Q3 FY25 reached 201.4 crore,
Okay.
which represents a 22% increase compared to the same period last year.
Right.
For the 9 months, their revenue climbed to 574.7 crore,
Okay.
also reflecting a healthy 22% growth.
Okay, so the revenue growth is consistently strong.
It is.
What were the key drivers behind this impressive performance?
Several factors contributed to their revenue growth, including a strong ramp-up of their subsidiary Buli Chem,
Okay.
sustained growth in their base business volume, the launch of new products,
Okay.
and a strategic focus on expanding into new export markets.
Let's break those down one by one.
Right.
How much of their revenue growth can be attributed to their subsidiary Buli Chem?
Buli Chem, which they acquired in May 2023, has been a significant contributor to their revenue growth.
Okay.
Their integration of Buli Chem into their operations has been smooth and efficient, and they've leveraged Buli Chem's strengths to expand both their product portfolio and their market reach.
So it was a strategic acquisition that's paying off.
Exactly. But it's not just about acquisitions. Their core business has also continued to perform well,
Okay.
driven by volume growth, the launch of new products, and a strategic focus on expanding into new export markets.
It's like they're firing on all cylinders, growing both organically and through strategic acquisitions.
You got it.
Yeah.
They're not just sitting back and waiting for opportunities to come to them.
Right.
They're actively pursuing growth on multiple fronts.
Now let's talk about their profitability.
Yep.
Their EBITDA grew by a whopping 71% in Q3
Yes.
and a still impressive 35% for the 9 months. What were the key factors that fueled this impressive profit? Thanks for sticking with us on this deep dive into Neogen chemicals. It's been a fascinating journey so far, exploring their financials, their growth strategy, their commitment to sustainability, their impressive leadership, and their unique company culture. Now, before we wrap up, I want to make sure we touch on their manufacturing operations in a bit more detail. They have 4 manufacturing plants strategically located across India. But what really makes these facilities stand out? What are their key strengths in terms of infrastructure, technology, and capacity?
Well, their manufacturing facilities are really designed with efficiency, quality, and scalability in mind.
Okay.
They've got a robust infrastructure spread across multiple locations, allowing them to serve a diverse range of customers and meet that growing demand for their products.
Okay, so they have the space and the equipment to handle significant production volumes.
Right.
But what about their technology? Are they using the latest advancements in chemical manufacturing?
Oh, absolutely. They've invested heavily in the state-of-the-art equipment and technology to make their production processes as efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally friendly as possible.
Okay.
They're utilizing advanced automation, sophisticated process control systems, and cutting-edge analytical tools
Wow.
to optimize their operations and maintain those highest levels of product quality.
It sounds like they're embracing smart manufacturing principles.
Yeah.
Combining technology and human expertise to achieve optimal results.
Exactly. They're constantly exploring new ways to improve their processes, enhance their efficiency, and they're not afraid to invest in the latest technology to gain a competitive edge.
Now, we've talked a lot about their commitment to sustainability, and I'm curious how that translates to their manufacturing operations. Are they taking concrete steps to minimize their environmental impact and operate responsibly?
Absolutely. Their commitment to environmental sustainability is woven into the fabric of their operation.
Okay.
Their facilities adhere to stringent environmental standards, and they're continually seeking ways to reduce their resource consumption, minimize waste generation, and transition towards cleaner energy sources.
Can you give us some specific examples of how they're integrating sustainability into their manufacturing processes?
Sure. One example is their investment in energy-efficient equipment and processes,
Okay.
which not only reduces their operating costs, but also minimizes their carbon footprint. They've also implemented water conservation measures, such as rainwater harvesting and water recycling systems,
Okay.
to reduce their reliance on external water sources and minimize their impact on local water supplies.
It's great to see that they're not just talking about sustainability.
Yeah.
They're actually implementing concrete measures to reduce their environmental impact.
They are.
Now, another crucial aspect of any manufacturing operation is safety. The chemical industry can be inherently hazardous.
Right.
So how are they ensuring the well-being of their employees and the communities around their plants?
Well, safety is a top priority for them. They have robust safety protocols and procedures in place.
Okay.
And they go above and beyond industry standards to ensure a safe working environment for their employees and to minimize any potential risks to the surrounding communities.
Can you elaborate on some of their specific safety initiatives?
Sure, they have a dedicated safety team
Okay.
that conducts regular safety audits, implements rigorous training programs, and fosters a culture of safety awareness throughout the organization.
Okay.
They also maintain open communication channels with the communities surrounding their facilities,
Okay.
keeping them informed about their operations and addressing any concerns.
It's reassuring to hear that they're taking safety seriously and proactively engaging with the communities they operate in. Now, I want to shift our focus to their people, their most valuable asset.
Yes.
What's their workforce like, and how do they contribute to their success?
Their workforce is comprised of highly skilled and dedicated individuals, ranging from experienced chemical engineers and scientists to talented technicians and support staff.
So it's a diverse mix of expertise and skill sets working together to drive their success.
Precisely. And they've created a culture that fosters collaboration, innovation, and continuous learning, encouraging their employees to contribute their best and to grow both professionally and personally.
It sounds like they're creating a work environment where people feel valued, challenged, and empowered to make a difference.
They understand that a motivated and engaged workforce is essential for achieving their goals. They invest in their employees by providing opportunities for professional development, offering competitive compensation and benefits, and creating a work environment where everyone feels respected and supported.
Now, we've touched on their M&A strategy earlier, but I'd like to circle back to that for a moment. Their growth has been fueled by a combination of organic expansion and strategic acquisitions. What's their approach to mergers and acquisitions, and how has it contributed to their success?
Their approach to M&A is very strategic. They carefully evaluate potential acquisitions to ensure they align with their long-term goals and add value to their existing businesses. They're not just looking to get bigger, they're looking to get better.
Can you give us some examples of acquisitions they've made that have been particularly successful?
Sure. One notable example is their acquisition of Bully Chem, which we discussed earlier. This acquisition expanded their product portfolio, broadened their market reach, and provided them with new manufacturing capabilities. They successfully integrated Bully Chem into their operations and have leveraged its strengths to drive growth and enhance their competitive advantage.
So it was a strategic move that aligned with their overall growth strategy.
It was.
And helped them strengthen their position in the market.
Right.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to touch on a topic that we've discussed throughout this deep dive, their expansion into battery materials. It's clearly a big bet for them.
It is.
And it carries a certain level of risk. But it also represents a tremendous opportunity. Can you summarize why they're so interested in this sector and how they plan to become a major player in this rapidly evolving market?
They're betting on the future of electric mobility, and they see the battery materials market as a key driver of their long-term growth. They're leveraging their expertise in lithium chemistry, partnering with leading technology providers, and building strong relationships with potential customers. To position themselves as a reliable and innovative supplier of lithium electrolyte salts and additives.
So it's a combination of expertise, technology, partnerships, and strategic vision.
Exactly. They're approaching this new venture with the same commitment to excellence, innovation, and customer focus that has driven their success in other markets.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything.
I think so.
We've explored Neogen Chemicals from top to bottom, inside and out. It's been an incredibly insightful journey.
It has.
And I feel like I have a much deeper understanding of this company, their strengths, their challenges, and their ambitions.
Me too.
Now, before we sign off, I want to ask you one final question. What's the one key takeaway you want our listener to remember about Neogen Chemicals?
Neogen Chemicals is a company that's not afraid to push boundaries, to embrace innovation, and to challenge the status quo. They're a company that's committed to doing business responsibly and sustainably. And they're a company that's building a bright future for themselves and for the communities they serve.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Neogen Chemicals is a company worth watching, a company that's making a difference in the world.
And who knows, maybe they'll even become a household name someday.
That's a great point. Their journey is far from over, and I'm excited to see what they accomplish in the years to come. And to our listener, we encourage you to continue exploring Neogen Chemicals and their fascinating story.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
And thank you for listening.